Hey, Law. Been training?
Yeah, I guess I got a little carried away. You think this is bad, you should see the state of my underwear.
Yeah. A word of advice. You might want to refrain from mentioning that stuff around girls. Ones without a military history especially.
Man, can you imagine Rinwell's face? She'd have a nervous breakdown.
I meant in general, but... You sure mention her a lot, you know.
Huh? Oh, You know, she's always there, even when you least expect it. Springs to mind easily.
Either that, or maybe some part of you is subconsciously always wishing she was there.
May the trials and tribulations of young romance never change.
Romance? Like I'd be interested in that know-it-all tomboy. I'm more about mature women. Someone more like Kisara.
You know, I used to be a tomboy too when I was Rinwell's age.
Look, it's not tomboys I have anything against. But come on, you've got to admit she can be a lot to handle.
Hey, I miss anything? What's all the fuss about?
Rinwell.
Thunderblade!
Ah! What the hell was that for?
A little birdie told me you were speaking about me behind my back. Whew!
From the looks of it, I'd say you've got yourself a rival.
It wouldn't be called the Spring of Youth without a little storm every now and then.
Hey, Shion. How are you and Alphen getting on these days?
That's a little out of the blue. Why do you ask?
Sorry, it's just... I don't know, I'm just curious, I guess. I mean, a lot's changed now he's got his senses back and all.
I suppose you're right. Well, to tell you the truth, if he'd been the way he is now back when I'd first met him, I probably wouldn't have gotten this involved. But then, if we hadn't met like we did, then I never would have experienced these feelings, so... I guess it's complicated.
I can imagine. I know it's not the same thing, but... I know what it feels like to have someone you love who's out of reach.
Because of Miguel.
Alphen's still alive. It's not too late, you know. And after all, who can say what the future holds? I think if I were you, I'd take things as they come for now.
Besides, touch isn't everything. I've never touched you, Shion. But that doesn't stop you from knowing that I care about you, right?
That's true. But I do remember back when we first met, you made it plenty clear you weren't my biggest fan.
But that was a long time ago. There were lots of things I didn't understand back then. Not that that's the point.
Don't worry, I'm only teasing. I know what you mean. Thank you. And you're right. There are ways to convey your feelings besides just touching.
I'll say, cooking immediately springs to mind. And if it's someone's favorite dish, all the better. If there's something on your mind that you want to tell him, why not try appealing directly to his stomach?
You might just have a point. I'll give it a shot.
Uh-oh. If it's Alphen's palate you're appealing to, that doesn't bode well for the rest of us.
Well, friendship is about being supportive. Sometimes we just have to do our best and take one for the team, right?
Even after staying here, we never truly got to the bottom of what makes this realm's citizens tick.
Renin and Danon are meaningless distinctions here. To have one's own mind is strictly forbidden. All that matters is blind obedience.
That might be the case now, but it can't always have been like that. There must have been something more.
Once, maybe. Question is that something still salvageable?
If it's not, we'll just have to make something new. No, not we. They've had enough foisted on them as it is.
You're right. It's time the people here had the chance to forge their own path. That's not to say it'll be easy, but it will be worthwhile.
These things take time to... What the... An ambush?
Sorry. Sorry. There was a huge flying bug and I sort of shot without thinking.
A bug? You mean like a Zoogle?
Something tells me she would have shot it, whether it was a Zoogle or not.
This realm is teeming with humid forests. It's only natural insects would feel more at home here than Menancia. In fact, I seem to recall reading somewhere that bugs around these parts lay their eggs in human food to ensure healthy incubation.
Sounds like they're tougher than they look.
What about you, Alphen? Bugs don't creep you out?
I wouldn't say I was their #1 fan. Mind you, if times get desperate enough, I've been known to eat them.
Insects as a culinary option, you say? What kind of seasoning are we talking?
Dohalim, I don't think he was talking about cooking them.
Hey, a lizard!
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
I never thought about this until now, Alphen, but doesn't it get hot wearing that armor all the time? You feel heat and cold again, don't you?
Admittedly, yeah. It can get pretty toasty in this thing.
Is it hard when your back starts to itch?
Oh, you bet. Plus, my shoulders get stiff wearing it, even if it's not all that heavy.
Kisara looks like she manages all right with her armor.
Armor takes a strong body and a stout heart.
Spoken like a true guardsman. Not that I really get what you mean.
The more I think about it, the more I realize what a pain it must be. Like, what do you do when you need to take a leak?
Ew!
That part can be a bit of a pain, yeah. More things to take off.
That sucks, man. Wouldn't it be easier if you just walked around outside of your armor most of the time instead?
You never know when the enemy might attack. As tempting as it might be to take it off, it's not worth getting killed over.
So basically, you're screwed if you ever get attacked while taking a dump. Right, Rinwell?
Are you doing this on purpose?
Oh.
Just great.
Cheers!
What? Nice try, you two. Better luck.
Never. Why?
Wait, something's wrong.
I couldn't catch it. I'll always be alone. How could I... Oh, please. I'm so lonely.
Oh no. This is just like what happened before. Alphen!
I'm alone. I'm all alone.
What can I do to get her to snap out of it? There aren't any thorns this time. Oh, I've got it!
Alphen?
Shion, you're not alone. You've got all of us. And it wasn't just one bouquet either. There's also this one from me. So please, don't give up. We'll fight this together.
You dummy! That's not what I was upset about. How many times do I need to tell you not to blindly rush into things? That said, it does make me feel better. Even if your bouquet is just a weapon named after one.
I'm just glad I could help.
You never cease to amaze me, Alphen. Seriously.
You've collected an awful lot of those objects. You sure it's not just junk?
Hush. Be quiet for a moment. The pieces speak to me.
What?
These relics that have scattered about. I can hear them whispering, longing to reunite with their lost friends and become one again.
Really? Do you hear any voices coming from them, Rinwell?
What? No! Don't get me wrong. I'm really interested in these things too, but I'm not crazy.
But don't you sometimes mutter stuff like, "Come to me, astral energy," when you cast your arts?
You're right. Oh my gosh. Are Dohalim and I actually alike?
Its charm really shines through now that it's been reassembled. Its streamlined shape, its geometric patterns. This is no mere amateur's work.
He's in his own little world at this point.
You get just like him when it comes to weapons, you know.
You're right. Oh my gosh. Am I just like Dohalim?
Huh? Why are you guys so quiet all of a sudden?
Feeling better now, Xion?
I'm sorry I lost my cool like that.
Don't worry. It's not like I have any room for criticism.
Being a grown-up isn't easy, is it?
A six-armed giant. Is this the Zoogle from the request?
Don't get careless!
Don't tell me!
I can carve through all
This
of
is
it!
gonna need all of us together! Grind and rend! I never miss!
Can't get out of this! Swallow this!
Healing circle!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop! Don't mind if I do! Come on now!
Burn it out!
There you go! Don't let up!
Shattering form! Pieces! Attack!
I'm freaking!
Prepare to be
Celestial
seized!
Runner!
Super Swamp Wicked!
Flame of terror!
Dragon!
It looks like you got this one covered!
I'll tear you apart!
Lightning orb! Raging this!
Here, let me help.
Away!
First aid! This will come in handy.
Glacial spear.
I'll tear you apart! Burn it out! Now I need the Dragon Form!
One more! Here's another! Magic is
No further!
Talon Hurricane! This will come in handy.
I'm just getting started!
Just what I can do!
Dragon Form!
Got it! Lunar Mega Tail! Magic!
Dragon Form!
Mega Ray!
Crush! You're mine!
Bronze and red!
This one's mine.
Lightning orb! Here goes! Confiscated!
Burn!
Into the shadows!
Blazing flame!
Rain down!
Dragon
Rain
Form!
down!
Pieces! Attack time! You're mine! Take this! This one's for you! In a bind?
I can handle it! Denied!
Watch this! Dragon Force!
Here!
I owe you one.
This'll come in handy. Here I
Do it!
Astral energy!
Say no more. Take this!
Searing flame!
I'm on a roll now! Water! Hear my call!
Eternal devastation! Dragon Swarm!
Glacial Spear!
Outstanding form! Thunderblade!
You picked the wrong fight! It's gonna attack!
Right, watch out! Holy land!
In a bind?
Take it! Eagle Vengeful! Darkness Fire! Silly Blow!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish it. This one's mine! That'll bring you down!
You shouldn't have messed with me!
Dragon Swarm!
Too much to handle? By the power of the magic is in! Watch and Holy land!
Blazing Flame! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous Claw! Dragon! I'll finish you here and now!
Okay.
Leave the chargers to me!
This is looking good.
Far enough! Pieces! Attack time!
Freeze! Don't mind if I do!
I'll tear you apart!
Show me where my arm
Is this it?
Don't leave me! Will this help? Far beyond the darkest sky! I call Healing Circle!
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint, I hear.
Nope, that'd be silly.
This should do it!
This one's for you, Dad!
Healing Circle!
I owe you one.
Glacial Spear!
Dragon Swarm!
Watch this!
Eternal devastation!
Glimmer Dragon! Let's go!
Take it! I'm on Eternal devastation!
Rip and tear! Anything in armor in a bind? Not my fight.
You'll pay for that! You picked the wrong fight! Here I come! Dragon
That'll bring you down!
Eternal devastation!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Far enough!
You're finished!
Resuscitation! Hear me! Flame of Fury!
Don't pay for that!
Dragon Swarm!
Here I come! Lightning Orb!
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Burning Strike!
Dragon Swarm!
Now or never.
Fred!
You're up!
Can't get out of this!
Chinese Supernova! Here's evil!
Eat dirt!
Right! Arctic Water!
Come on, roll now!
Blaze Lancer! Into the wind! Gemini Alpha!
Now you can talk!
You're finished!
The enemy's going all out! Try to die!
Try harder!
Now you see what I can do!
I'm all stopped up!
Inspiration! I'm on it!
Clean Surf! Searing Flame! Reload!
Dragon Force!
All there!
I'll take you here and now!
Annihilation!
I'm not done!
Burning
Far enough!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
If it's in the sky, it's mine! Come forth!
Take this!
I've let you all down.
Stay away from my friend!
Lunar Corruption! Lunar Blast!
Dragon Swarm!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Dragon
Resuscitation!
Swarm!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my
Try
healing
harder.
arts to accomplish this!
Dream!
Time to let it rip! Crush!
Dragon Shell! Now we're not
Lightning
go.
Orb!
Take this! Like me!
Like
Eternal
Aftermath!
devastation.
Lightning Condemned! Thunderblade! Illuminate magic is in!
Take
Let me
that.
Holy Land!
I can't hear you forever!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Well, we beat it in the end.
Let us harvest what we can use and take it with us.
Built for the sake of it and then cast aside. How sad.
Always good to be back in familiar territory.
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
Yes!
I think there's someone in trouble here.
Again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey!
Very well.
This is the Vincent training ground.
Hey, isn't that a Helgarahi quill?
Is it some sort of prototype?
Whatever it is, it's a real tough customer. You picked the wrong fight.
Watch it! Watch it!
Here's the evil! Here's the
This one's for you,
Freeze!
Dad!
You more than that.
Dragon Swarm!
Illuminate the darkness!
Watch it!
Come forward!
It's
I'm
time!
going to need to use all the
Take
power
this!
of my healing art to accomplish this. Holy
Dragon Swarm! Big blast!
Resurrection!
Eternal devastation!
I'm on it!
Into the
Shattering
shadow!
pieces! Attack time!
Inspiration!
Bring you down! Now you see what I can do!
You picked the wrong fight.
Here's a healing art!
Eternal
There you go!
devastation!
I'm on a roll now!
Leave the enemy's art to me!
Eternal devastation!
No complaints here!
Dragon Swarm! Try harder!
Your dreams!
I'll tear that freaking down!
Here's a healing art!
Right!
Eternal devastation!
Raging
Eagle
cascade!
Dawn!
Do you require...
In a bind?
Here I come!
This time!
Deny!
It's over!
Annihilation! Nether ray! Lightning ray!
King!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Ready and rare!
Light aspect!
Eat dirt!
Fire complete water! Hear my
Eat
call!
this!
Eternal
Now it's in the
devastation!
food! Oh, you are gonna pay for that!
Dragon Swarm!
Rolling back!
I'll bring you
Here I
back
come!
together.
I'm just getting started!
Try harder!
Let the marksman handle this. That's gonna smart.
Crumble! Solid storm!
Raging storm! Celestial
I'm
hammer!
just getting...
Healing circle!
Inspiration!
Hear me! Flame of
Thanks,
fury!
Shield. Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. Be better.
That one's all mine!
Not today!
Take this! Dragon Swarm! Here and now! Eagle Dawn!
Raging cascade! I'll heal!
Dragon Swarm!
Let's get you off that
I'll
way.
finish you here and now! Prepare to be sealed!
Tempest
Can't
swirl!
get out of this! Eagle Dawn!
Hold on to your blade! Here I come! Reload! Oh, scorching spear! Pierce evil! Rain down and purify!
It's too much!
Lost my spear!
Let me help!
Okay, here I go!
Meteor storm!
It's
Here
your
is the
turn.
hurricane!
Quiver Dragon! I'm just getting started! Armor won't save you!
Holy Lantern! Mega ray!
Super Swallow Death! I'll finish you
Dragon
here and
Swarm!
now!
No!
Lightning condense!
Can't end here!
Don't give up! Illuminate the
No
dark!
further!
Come
Watch
forward,
this!
Holy Glimmer! Holy Lantern!
Eagle Assault!
This one's mine!
I owe you one.
Glimmer! I'm on a roll now!
Show you what my heart
Wind
can do!
Astral
Energy shine!
Dragon Swarm!
Resurrection!
Okay,
Now!
here we go!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Dragon Swarm!
Super
Baby, Supernova!
Now you see what I can do! I'll finish you here and now!
Annihilation! In here!
Dragon Swarm!
Get on in there with yours! Dance in the wind! Air
Dragon Swarm!
There's more time!
Take this! Rip and tear! In a bind?
I can't move!
Policeman confiscated!
Eagle Dawn!
Raging storm!
Eternal
Blown
devastation!
flight! Resurrection! I'm prison! Flame! Reborn! Into the shadows!
Eternal devastation!
Astral energy! You alright?
Yeah, I'll be okay. I'll finish you here and now!
I'll bring you Holy Land!
Dragon Swarm! Eat this!
Where are you going?
Eagle Ride!
Do you require a hand?
In a bind?
I drink you all!
Right! Dragon coming in!
Healing Breeze Lancer! Dance in the wind!
Larger human.
To stop me dying?
For you, Dad! Dragon Swarm! Raging Flame! I'm just getting Eternal Devastation! All good games come to an end. I'm sorry to be a father.
We've all got enough on our plates.
Yes, ma'am.
Lunar Corruption! Hold on to your heart.
Eat this!
Here I come!
Eternal Devastation! Flame inside me! Yours to be let free! Burn in hell!
Annihilation!
Right now I'm in the groove! Can't get out of this!
Burning Planted Swirl! Forward that
The finishing blow!
You'll need to beat me to it, kid.
I'll take on that challenge!
In here!
Eternal Devastation! Dragon Swarm! Now I'm in the groove! Eternal Devastation!
Here's your time! I'm ready! Lightning to death! Thunder Blade!
Now you see what I can do!
Arch Shield! Don't mind if I do!
I'll tear you apart! Not today! Now I'm in the groove!
Mega Ray! Illuminate the Annihilation!
Dragon Swarm! All good things
Holy
come to an
Land!
end. Big Blast! Dragon Swarm!
Will this help?
Leave the challenge to me!
Helix of Purity!
Watch this!
Healing Purple!
What a relief! All good things come to an end. Dragon Swarm!
Illuminate the Soul!
You're mine! This one's all mine! Not today! Do it! Totally! In an instant! Impact Block! How about it?
Yeah. Huh?
Hey!
Watch it!
Oh, what?
Seriously? Seriously?
Huh? I think someone's calling out for us.
They could have something they need from us.
We're still standing.
This is perfect! I'll have everybody's mouths watering when they see this! Yes! Yes! Very!
Seriously, what do they take us for?
Research subjects, just like everything else.
Looks like we made it here in one piece. You can never be too prepared, but... We have to spend so much?
We've reached our destination. I guess this is the flip side of that pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, core of Rena now sits above us. I pray that we won't encounter many stairs along the way.
Brace yourself! This one's tough!
Here's evil!
Eternal devastation! Watch it form! Eternal devastation!
The flashing part's their weak point!
Eat
dirt! Where are you going?
Take this!
I'm on! I'm going to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish this. Beyond the darkest
The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Burn! Dragon form!
I can handle it!
What a flaming
Far enough!
fire you are!
Save your
Hero here now! Crush! Prepare to be seized! No further! Devastation! Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Devastation!
All finishes, let's tear them up!
This one's
Mind
all
if I
mine!
do?
Ignite!
By the power of water!
Blow away!
Raise your blade!
Devastation!
Into the shadows! Dance in the wind! In here!
Take this! I'm not done!
Watch
this! You're mine!
Let it tear!
Ready and ready! It's over!
Armor won't save you! I'm on a roll now!
Take this!
Do you require
I'm
help?
on it! I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Eat this! Howling hurricane! Devastation! Glitter dragon!
I'll just get illuminate the dark!
What is it?
Hey, you okay?
I can still do
A
this!
whirling struggle!
Devastation!
Wind of heaven! First
I can
force!
handle it! Howling hurricane!
Here's a healing
I'm
arm!
really done for. Devastation!
First aid!
Not today!
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! With your flames and my technique,
We're stronger together than we are apart.
What are those? They look like Shion's thorns, and with flowers too.
Not real ones, though. They're just like that flower growing out of Rena.
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit now.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dana's Great Spirit is inside all of us?
Right. That's why Dana's Great Spirit is so much more diluted. Weak, even. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or just the way it is anyone's guess.
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dana's will could never form under natural conditions?
Yeah, sounds like that's probably the case.
So if Dana exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that brought everyone's hearts and minds together as one? That unity could potentially act as Dana's will.
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time? Come on, there's no way we could pull that off.
I know it's a long shot, but it might work.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to fight back against Rena's Great Spirit?
If nothing else, it might be an option if we can't use the Renasalma.
Things are different here than on the surface.
That shows how deeply we've ventured.
So here's a question. We came all this way to Rena on the assumption the Renasalma's here, right?
Just don't say it, Law.
Yeah, but I'm just saying...
I said don't.
I can understand why you might be concerned, Law. But you need to remember that there are people it affects more directly than you.
Oh, sorry.
We've managed to make it this far believing. Losing faith now won't do us any good. We're better off focusing our anxiety elsewhere.
Such as?
The Great Spirit. If Hevrecht 35's to be believed, our enemy won't just be handing over the Renas Alma to us. At least, not without a fight.
Not only that, but that same enemy just gulped down more than an entire world's worth of astral energy.
Point taken. It may be strange to say, but when I'm fighting, or at least know what needs to be done, it helps me a lot. I don't doubt myself as much. So thanks, both of you. The floor's on the ceiling and the ceiling's on the floor. This whole thing's making my head spin. Why would they even do something like this?
The Helganquil can bend life forms to suit their will. Nothing they could do at this point would surprise me.
The ceiling is on the floor. That doesn't weird you out?
What good is a team made up of members who all share the same opinions on everything? And besides, when you get to be at my ripe old age, one begins to consider it quite uncouth to show one's true emotions at times.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. You can't be that old.
The sands of time wait for none of us, lad.
Yeah, we'll see. Though at this rate, I guess I'll have to live long enough to get as old as you first, huh?
You will. And when the time comes, I look forward to hearing you change your tune on the matter.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this. Take this! Crush!
In here!
Now you see what I can do!
Be
careful, everyone. This one isn't normal.
Blah, blah, blah.
Eternal devastation! They got fires!
Leave the enemy's arms to me. Let a marksman handle it.
No complaints here!
All yours!
I'm just getting started. Now!
It's River!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Shut!
Well done.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Illuminate the dark. Come forward.
Eternal devastation! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclops!
Devastation!
Air Glacial Steel! Here's evil! Green Blazer! First Force!
Swallow Dance! Eternal devastation!
Lunar
Dragon Swarm!
Dragon Shell!
You're mine!
It was nice while it lasted. In a bind,
Radiant Air!
ready and raring.
They're surrounding us! Radiant Storm!
Eat
What
them!
was that doing? This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Elton!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you!
If you
In
can
the
do
sky,
it!
it's
My
mine!
turn!
Now I'm
Where
in
are
the
you
groove.
going?
Here I come!
I feel stronger. I mean, a bit.
Good. We're counting on you, Rinwell.
On me? Well, I'll do my best.
My word, this must be the work of Providence.
Probably.
No. It means destiny. I think it's a bit of an exaggeration, though.
No holding back!
This'll be a piece of cake!
Eternal devastation!
Now I'm in the groove!
You're mine!
I'm surrounded! Blind
form!
freaks! Why can't they just sit still?
Zia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
You picked the wrong fight!
Denied!
Armor won't save you!
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alvin!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you! Don't mind if I do! Mega Ray!
Can't get out of this!
Back into the fray!
Dragon
Mega
Form!
Ray in the wind!
First strike!
Eternal devastation!
Light astral energy!
Dragon
Raging
Form!
lightning! Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! My turn!
Dragon
Shout! I'm not done!
Radiant,
The flame inside me!
I call upon thee!
This should make for some good weapon crafting material. You picked the wrong fight!
Dragon Form! Inferno Punch! Lunar Blast! If it's in the sky, it's mine! This is next week!
I'll pick you all off!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Not today! Dragon Form! Do it! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish this! I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish this!
Dragon Form! Try harder!
Hold together, just a little longer!
You picked the wrong fight!
No one together, we need you informed!
Armor won't save! I'm just getting started!
Photon blast! Blah blah blah!
I really owe you one!
Lunar corruption!
Burn! Eternal devastation! It's over!
This one's mine!
This isn't ideal.
Dragon Form!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my mind to accomplish this!
This one's for you, Dad!
Super Solo Dance! Dragon Form!
Rise and shine! Hit! Resurrection!
Dragon Form!
It does it!
Dragon
See what happened
Form!
there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
You picked the wrong fight!
Time for one more.
Struggle! Show you what my art can do! Winds of rise and shine!
Pieces! Attack time!
You require a hand.
No further! Eternal devastation!
I won't give up!
Stay away from my friend!
What was I thinking?
Dragon Swarm!
Reload! Can't be this all day!
Eternal devastation!
I need to pull myself together.
These fists have got your name on them! Swallow dance!
Eternal devastation!
I'm on a roll now!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Don't mind if I do.
Go away! It was nice
Dragon
while
Form!
Now or never.
I can carve through armor!
Eat dirt! You'll pay for that!
A new leaf
Watch
on
this!
Thanks.
Fake Bolero! It was nice while it lasted.
Winds of
Eternal
fire!
devastation! Dragon
Let me help.
Denied!
Eternal devastation!
I'm just... I let you know, Dad.
Here's a healing arm.
Eternal devastation! Now I can let loose!
Come forth, you're mine. Radiant here. Too much to handle. I'll bring you
Eternal
back to the
devastation! Dragon Swarm!
Lightning condemned.
Take this!
Illuminate the
get out of
Magic
this!
is in!
Dragon Swarm! Come on! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off!
For you, Dad.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Go get it! Razor Cyclone!
Never give pieces! Attack time! Let's tear them up!
Thanks so much!
Blow away!
Back into the fray!
I'm just getting started!
Raging Storm!
Leave the charge for me! I'm just getting started!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
In a vine?
Perhaps now isn't the
Don't
time.
get in my
I
way!
really don't.
Dragon Swarm!
Purge Malevolence!
It's
That'll
time!
bring you down! Waterfall!
Not today!
Dragon Blast!
let you all down.
For the win! Air! Gemini Whirling Struggle!
Dragon Swarm!
Winds of Heaven! Burst Force! Cyclone! Oh, magic is
Eternal
on!
Devastation!
I owe you, Keon.
Healing is what my art can do.
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
I'm on a roll now!
Thunder Field!
Rip and tear!
Purge
I'm on a roll
Malevolence!
now!
Dig Waterfall!
In a vine?
Freeze! Let's take care of
Dragon Swarm!
Oh, you are gonna pay for that!
Eternal Devastation!
Doctor ordered.
Come on! Dragon!
Far enough!
Purge
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Hey, anyone else think this might be a touch too dangerous?
Ridwell's right. We should fall back to regroup and try again later.
We got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
Take you all off!
I can shatter any steel!
Dragon Swarm!
Flying free! What did they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done. Dance in the wind!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
More Sukos?
Keep calm and take them down.
I'm on a roll now! Now you see what I do!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
There you go, Alphen.
It's time to end this battle.
I'm right beside you.
Ready to go.
Go
Are you
back.
here and now?
Can't get out of this!
Now.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! I'll finish you here and now!
Eternal Devastation!
Do it.
Totally! In an instant! Impact Block!
Reinforcing the wind. Enemies incoming.
That's right.
Yes, Alphen. Very fast.
I don't feel so good.
Devastation! Eat this! Talon Hurricane!
Now! Astral energy!
Say no more! Shot!
Well done! Eat
I'm not done!
I never miss!
Eternal devastation!
Do it! Eat the bomb!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Oh, sparkling stars of light! Here!
More?
Here!
Take this!
Glacial
Far enough!
Here's evil!
Ready and wary! The enemy wields arms
Now!
too.
Wield astral energy!
Say no more! More?
Lightning again!
Eternal the flame inside me! Yours to be set free!
Here's a healing
Eat
arc! Here,
Okay, here I go!
Glacial spear!
Take this!
Here's evil!
Eternal devastation!
Freeze Lancer!
Dragon Swarm!
That'll bring you down!
A
whirling struggle!
I'm on!
Now!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
More? Take this! Ruin it! Devastation! Devastation!
Steering down! I'm all set up!
Dragon!
I can handle it! Far enough! Do it! Run well! Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang! Easy!
Way to go!
Oh! Now I'm real mad!
Devastation! Here I hit time! You picked the wrong one! Hit time! Ignite!
Lightning is
Here I
first!
come!
Magic is out!
Now you see what I can do!
Ready
Can't
for
get out of
action.
this!
Get on in there! Where are you going? I'm ready!
I'll tear you apart! Talon Sword!
Where are you going? To what? This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Now!
Hear my call!
Eternal devastation! You picked the wrong fight!
Let's go!
Dragon War!
Now!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
With this, I can become even stronger.
I need something to eat.
I found some equipment.
Let me take a look at it.
Don't get careless.
Don't tell me!
Dance in the wind!
Sleep now.
They may look cute and stuff, but they're vicious!
Okay, here I go! Get to work! I'll smash you! This should do it! Time to let it rip!
Astral energy!
Astral
That's my cue!
Nice one, kids! Shut him down! Devastation! Ignite! I'm on! Devastation!
Illuminate the storm! Holy illumination!
Hurricane! This should do it!
Bring you down! It's weakened!
No further! This ends now!
Not on my watch!
Now I'm in the groove! Oh, now they're inside me! Yours to be let free!
I'll be saving this!
Quick snap! I'm on a roll now! Ready to go! Armor won't save you! Crush! Let's break it, does it!
Close one!
Dragon Swarm! Eternal Devastation!
So weak.
Quit pushing yourself and get behind us!
I'll be right as rain in no time.
Now I'm real mad! Take this! No further! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Mirage blitz! Hurricane! Devastation! All good things must be left. Now I'm in trouble! Devastation! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Devastation! These fists have got your name on them! Devastation! I'll smash you! I'm just getting started! First strike! I'll tear you apart! It's finished!
Let's do it!
Take this! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on it! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Starfall!
A hard-won victory. The Zoogles here are putting up a real fight.
That just... This goes to show how important this place is.
Or perhaps they simply thrived freely here under such harsh conditions.
I don't give a damn why they're here. We'll burn it all to the ground.
The astral energy here is so dense. It's like trying to walk through water.
I know the Great Spirit's will is in the center of Rena, but with the world in this state, the entire planet has become its body, right? So doesn't that mean we're already inside it?
I would say that is horrifyingly correct. After all, the further we climb, the denser the astral energy becomes.
What's the matter, Rinwell? Are you not feeling all right?
No, it's nothing like that. It just feels like the energy here is a little more intense than it was before.
You mean Rena's energy?
Yeah, it's like when I made contact with Dana's will in the wedge. It's almost as though I can understand what Rena's will is thinking.
But Rena's will is supposed to be a lot stronger. Aren't we risking the Great Spirit controlling us if we interact with it directly?
I don't think we have to worry about that. Rena's will is only supposed to control true Renans, like the Helganquil. If we can discern what the Great Spirit is thinking too, we might learn something, a weakness. But just to be safe, let me contact it alone.
Are you insane? Rinwell, you're gonna...
Rinwell!
There was only meant to be one world. And your goal is to make them one. Is this fear? What just happened?
Are you all right? Rinwell? Rinwell, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I think.
What were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself killed!
He's right. You had us all terrified, Rinwell.
I'm sorry. I really am. But I know now. I know how the Great Spirit thinks. I know what it wants, how it feels. Rena's Great Spirit wants to complete the world.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying it's trying to make something?
Yes, exactly. Originally, Dana and Rena were meant to be one world. But that never happened. They've stayed separated, and the Great Spirit wants to finish the process.
What do you mean, one world? How is that even possible?
I don't know, but its will is clear. That's what the Great Spirit is trying to accomplish. The only problem is that since Rena's energy isn't evenly spread like Dana's, it seems like it'll vanish before that happens naturally.
So it's trying to absorb Dana while it still can, so that it can force the two planets to unite. Is that what you're saying?
The Great Spirit is scared. But it's not scared the way a rational person would be. It's more raw and undiluted, like just pure fear.
Like an animal, acting out of instinct. Although admittedly, an animal would be easier to communicate with. At the very least, I have my doubts that it recognizes us as sentient beings with a reason for coming here. Earth, water, fire, and wind energy exist in both worlds, but only darkness and light can be found within Rena and Dana, respectively. The Renis Alma, as far as we know, the only host capable of harvesting the astral energy, is composed of all six. Knowing all that, Rinwell's findings do sound plausible.
That sounds a lot like Shion's thorns, doesn't it? The whole reason the Great Spirit is trying to unite Dana and Rena into one world is in order to save itself. And if her thorns are part of the Great Spirit, then they must also be trying to save themselves?
Alphen, what is it?
We thought the only way to free your thorns was for you to die. Yet despite that, they seem to be doing everything in their power to stop that from happening to you. Something wasn't adding up. But then I just realized something. If the Great Spirit doesn't want to die, then neither would your thorns. Those same emotions, that fear, that determination, and its energy must have been the same thing that was keeping you alive. You were its vessel.
In that case, is that why her thorns caused so much pain to anyone who touched her? Because they were trying to protect themselves?
If that's all true, then... well, it's more than a little ironic.
The Great Spirit merely expresses its desires. I imagine it was the Helganquil who were likely tasked with putting together and implementing an actual plan.
Shion.
I'm okay. We need to hurry and clean this mess up before it gets out of hand.
Still, even if the current state of the world is wrong like you said, does that really make everything okay?
If the world had been whole from the start, as it should have been, there'd be no Dana and no Rena, no masters or slaves, no lords, no crown contest, maybe just peace.
To think, all this started because of the Great Spirit's desire to keep living. The only reason it craves energy is because it's dying from starvation. When you think about it like that, maybe the things it's done aren't so strange after all.
If Rena had been more like Dana, things would have worked out a whole lot better.
It's like Hevrecht 35 told us. The Danan and Renan spirits are meant to be completely different beings.
Rena's energy amassing in one place led to its developing a powerful will. But that also made it crave energy, sapping Rena dry until it perished.
Whereas Dana's energy is dispersed, meaning its will never developed to the same extent. And without that hunger, Dana the planet was spared.
As for which is correct, well, I'm not sure it's our place to even say. Still, I can't help but think it reminds me a lot of the dichotomy of the human condition.
Dichotomy? What do you mean?
Those who know not satisfaction are driven to keep devouring without limit. But those who are content with their lot in life rarely fulfill their potential. I imagine it's likely that the larger Rena's great spirit grew, the more and more powerful its hunger also became.
Everything in moderation. When all's said and done, maybe that's the hardest thing for people to learn.
Like this should be easy.
All disasters
I'll tear you apart! Here I come!
Helix of
No
Fury!
escape! Devastation! This one's all mine!
Watch this! Those flying creatures are a real pain in the butt! Lunar Eruption!
Dragon Swarm!
Gemini Aqua! There you go! Don't let up!
Smash you!
Raging Storm!
Dragon Swarm!
Celestial Hammer! Here goes! Not in your dreams! Gemini Aqua!
Oh, now you're talking! Eternal Devastation! I'll tear you apart! Devastation!
Now! It's weakened!
This ends now!
War Split!
This one's all mine! Ignite! I'll finish you here and now! Dragon Swarm!
Go!
You're mine!
In here! Annihilation!
Dragon Swarm! First strike! Towering Hurricane!
Raging
Shattering of
Storm!
pieces!
It's showtime! Mega Ray!
I could do without this pain!
Now we're in the
Devastation!
I call it!
Now I can let loose!
Let the marksman handle this! Shooting! Arts required complete. I'm ready! Here I go! This one's mine! You
require help. In a bind.
Radiant here!
Far enough! You picked the wrong fight!
Watch this!
Here I come! Lumen Gate! Dragon Form!
Anything in armor is on!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about
Here
that!
I come!
It's finished!
Let's do it!
Now
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Wherever we go on this planet, there are machines littered everywhere.
It's impressive to look at as a bystander, but I sure wouldn't want to live here with all of this around.
I know what you mean. There are no fish here. I couldn't cook any of my delicious dinners for you all if we lived here.
Clearly the worst point against it.
Little help!
Lumen Gate!
Dragon Form!
Here comes Mega Ray!
In a bind.
Careful!
Yours
Some kind of
to be
counterplay!
left free! Burn! First strike! Dragon Form! Here I come! Eternal Devastation!
Here's a healing arm!
Anything in armor is all mine.
Devastation!
I can carve through armor.
Far enough! Reload!
Devastation!
I'll tear you
That'll
apart.
bring you down! Celestial Hammer!
Devastation!
Afraid what my heart can do! Sleep now!
The flame inside me
Now
yearns
I'm
to
in
be
the
let
groove.
free!
These sticks have got your name on them.
I can do this all
You're
day!
mine!
Here!
I'm not done!
Take this.
Gemini Ultra! Annihilation! Mega Ray!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for.
No
Get
more
behind
playing
me.
nice!
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Lightning Orb!
You're mine!
Ready!
Dragon Form! I'm on it! Blazing Devastation!
Lightning
Swallow
Descent!
Dance!
Thunderblade! Magic Advance! Holy Lance!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
Into the shadows!
Eternal Devastation!
I can
Flame
carve
inside
through
me
armor.
yearns to be let free!
By the power of Varda!
Dragon
Lightning
Form!
Orb! Annihilation! Mega Ray!
It's time. Take this.
Dragon Form!
Burning ready!
Rock Split.
I never miss!
Eternal Devastation!
Watch this.
Raging Cascade!
Oh, now I'm real
Will this
mad.
help?
Inspiration. I can do this all
Magic
day.
Advance!
Try
Freeze
harder.
Lancer! Now you ready, Dick! Air Thermal! You'll
I'll
soon see about
crush you.
that!
Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw. Super swallow dance. I'm on a roll now.
Raging Cascade!
Take it!
Inferno punch.
Air Searing Flame! Reload!
Take this.
Take now! Astral Energy!
Say no more. That astral energy was incredible.
I gave it everything I had. handle it.
Far enough! Dragon Swarm! That's enough!
Burning!
The flame inside is yours to be let free!
Confiscated!
Talon Hurricane! No further!
Freeze
Eternal
lightning
Devastation!
condemned!
With its tear!
Watch this! Illuminate the dark!
Eternal Devastation!
Holy Glimmer! Holy Light! Requires complete focus!
Eternal Devastation!
Here's evil! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy Glimmer!
Dragon Swarm! Raging Flame!
Healing Circle! A whirling struggle!
I'm sorry to be a
I have no
We've all
limits!
got enough on our plates.
Yes, ma'am.
Devastation! Hurricane!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Devastation!
Ready and rare.
By the power of water!
I'm just getting started.
Now we're not.
Take this.
Hear me! Water! Here you go!
Far enough! The flame inside is yours to be let free!
Glacial
Dragon
Spear!
Swarm!
Here's evil!
I could do without this pain!
Freeze Blazer! Here's a healing art!
Now I can let
I'll
loose!
be saving this one!
Eternal Devastation! Try harder!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
Dragon Swarm!
Freeze Blazer!
You'll pay for that! Devastation!
Eagle Resurrection!
I'll smash you!
From Death's Abyss!
I'm on it!
I'll bring you back from Death's Abyss! Better!
Devastation!
A clean turn!
It's all good things come to an end. Get out of this!
Lightning condemned! Thunderbolt!
Not today!
Illuminate the dark! Come forth!
You're
Holy
mine!
Spirit!
Now I'm in trouble!
Holy Light! Eat dirt!
Eternal
I
Devastation!
never miss!
Ready to go! Denied! Crush!
Here goes!
I'll crush you. Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw.
I'm ready to use all the power of my soul! Lightning condemned! Let me show you what my art!
Eternal Devastation!
Holy Glimmer!
And more than that I'll burn out! Devastation!
I don't even know the word defeat.
I'm on it! Eat dirt!
Talon Hurricane! Eagle Fire!
Eternal Devastation!
Damn it! Out of ammo! What can you all touch away? Mega Ray!
This should do it!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Let me show you what my art can do!
Mundo! Devastation! Now we're not
Hurricane!
You're mine! Dragon Swarm!
Hurricane! I'm going to do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you!
Ready to go! Lorna! Now I'm on a roll now! There you go! Devastation!
Like me again! Lunar Blast! This one's
Dragon
mine!
Swarm!
Where are you going? Now! Astral Energy!
Say no more.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Right, here goes! Come one, come all!
Here's evil!
Pieces!
Astral Energy! Arch Steel! Freeze Blazer! If I do!
I'm on a roll now.
You're mine!
Stars of Light!
Eternal Devastation! Eat dirt! Inferno Punch! Eternal Devastation!
Lunar Corruption!
Dragon Swarm!
Meteor Storm!
A whirling storm!
First force!
In an instant! Impact Claw! Prepare to be sealed!
That frickin' does it.
Glacial Spear!
Dragon Swarm!
Raging Cascade!
The flame inside is yours to be let free!
A whirling struggle.
Do it!
Winds of heaven.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Guess we don't know our own strength.
You could say that again!
No back again!
Far enough. Like
Oh! Now I'm real mad!
Here's a
Dragon
hero.
Swarm!
Here's another.
It can hide itself?
Sleep now.
Amazing!
I'm ready. Down there with the others.
I'll tear you apart! I'll finish you here! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Talon
I'm
hurricane!
going to need to use
Dragon
all the
Ball!
power of my being
Now
on
you see what I can do!
Sleep now. Take care.
I'm on it.
Resurrection.
Eternal Devastation!
Oh, you are
Bring us
gonna
from
pay
death
for
to
that!
death.
Take this! In a bind,
This one's all
I'm
mine!
just getting started!
I've still got the silence in me.
Eat this.
Here's evil.
Eternal Devastation!
Inferno. Holy land.
Devastation!
Wrong flick! I'm just getting started!
Here's evil.
Inferno punch.
Dance in the wind. Air thrust.
Off my
Devastation!
With my heart. Winds of heaven. Force.
What a
It's over!
denied!
Hold on to your arm. Here I come.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'll finish you here and
Dragon
now!
Swarm!
I can carve through armor! Take this!
Raging
In a bind,
Dragon Swarm! Eternal Devastation! Dragon Swarm!
Amazing.
Dragon Swarm!
Eat dirt! Where are you going? A whirling struggle!
Big blast!
Winds of heaven!
Roar flick!
I won't
Now
lose!
into
I won't give up!
Stay away from my friend!
Now I'm real mad! Take this! Time for one more! Can't get out of this!
You're mine!
Do it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Nice one, Alpin!
Yeah, there's more where that came from.
So those thorns of Shion's, they're really a part of Rena's great spirit?
Most likely. But only a small fragment of it in the big picture. I don't sense a will of its own emanating from them.
If it's that insignificant... Is there that much point getting rid of it?